Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
It has been officially confirmed that Toyotaro created the entire granola arc with only limited input and approval by Akira Toriyama. This is news of a tremendous magnitude, guys, because a lot of people are under the assumption that we're basically done for at this point in time when it comes to the story of Dragon Ball continuing, and that Toyotaro cannot do it on his own. He can't cook on his own. He is going to be hindered in any way because Akira Toriyama is not here. Now, let me be clear. Akira Toriyama not being here is a huge blow to just Dragon Ball in general. That goes beyond not even just the manga, but the TV, movies, everything. Trust me, it's a presence that is sorely missed, right? It's something that we honestly are still reeling from in the Dragon Ball community. It's hard to continue. And if he saw what's going on right now with all this AI stuff, I don't know what his take would be on that. But Toyotaro created the granola arc. And before I continue, let me ask you in the comment section to let me know which Dragon Ball arc across all Dragon Ball, GT included, is your favorite arc. Which one is the best? Because this arc, Moro, is easily without a doubt top 5. And I'll be honest, I'll be dead honest, it could possibly be top 3. Most of you guys have already read the Moro arc and are waiting for it to get animated, although with the huge time jump with Superhero, I don't see how that's even like a thing that they would do to go backward and animate something like that. I would assume the anime would continue from Superhero, which leads us toward the end of Z, leaving manga stuff untouched. But animating that arc would be amazing, because that is one of the best arcs in Dragon Ball, hands down. It is one of the most entertaining. It is one of the coolest arcs. It has the best villain. The best villain. Now, am I going to compare this villain and say that it's better than Goku Black, Frieza, Cell? Yes. I'm going to compare it. I'm going to say that it is in top 3. And honestly, I can't even throw Goku Black in there, because Goku Black initially was a cool villain. Interesting. Should have been Goten Black, right? Unfortunately, that's not what we got. We got Zamasu. So that's kind of lame, honestly. In my opinion, it should have been Goten. Or even Gohan. Gohan has a better connection to that future than Goku did. He died well before it. So if I had to put top 3 of Dragon Ball villains, I would probably end up putting Frieza's got to be up there, because he is the most iconic, and even though he lost a lot, he is now one of the most powerful characters in all of Dragon Ball, so we cannot discount that. But I would say right next to him, I would say Cell is a pretty good villain, but we don't even get him throughout the entire arc, really. We follow Android in 18 and 17 for a lot of it, and we get different variations of Cell, each one far different than the last one. So which Cell are we talking about? A lot of people would say Perfect Cell. Perfect Cell is entertaining, he's cool, he aura farms, yes, but really, when he's introduced, we just go straight into the Cell games, and then it's his rivalry with Goku. That's basically it. We don't get much more from Cell than that. Moro is a better villain than Cell. Better villain than Kid Buu. Better villain. There's not many villains, actually, if you really think about it, in Dragon Ball. when it comes to big bad villains, especially Dragon Ball Super, because you could literally say that in the Tournament of Power, Jiren is kind of a villain, but he's not. He's a hero. He's just defending his universe. He's not an actual villain. So who's number 3? Because I would put Frieza number 1 and Moro at number 2. Granola? Not even Granola. Gas, maybe? No, because he's completely destroyed by Frieza. There really is no top 3 villains that I can clearly say are the best. I would probably have to put, you know what? I'll put Frieza, Moro, and Raditz. Those are the top 3 villains. Raditz was moving villainous, and he had a backstory. He had an entire arc, a mini arc, right before Vegeta, and he was willing to kill. He was willing to hurt his family, his own flesh and blood, to get to where he needed to go. So those are the top 3. Look how Moro's at. Look where Moro's at. Number 2, in my opinion. Moro has a backstory. He was a wizard, a dark wizard that was basically sentenced to thousands of years in prison for crimes. He was imprisoned. And then when he is released, he comes up with a plan to take revenge, get his powers back, and then he attacks Namek to get the Dragon Balls. Like, this is a character that moves in a very, very focused way. He had plan after plan. His powers are cool. His design is, dare I say, goated. It is a phenomenal design for this character. Probably, in my opinion, the best designed character in Dragon Ball when it comes to villain. At least the one, I would say the Moro before he fused with OG 73. That Moro is the best one. When he fused with OG 73, okay, I get it. Like, it's not the best. It's not the best design. It kind of looks like Cell. It's still cool, though. We have that. We have the Galactic Prisoner arc. We get the Galactic Patrol in that arc. We get the old heroes coming out of retirement. Tien, Krillin. All of them get times to shine. I think Master Roshi was in there, too. And it was believable against henchmen villains. It was believable. It was an army soldiers, like the Frieza Force, the top soldiers, you know? It was believable. Goku mastered Ultra Instinct. That was the closest we got to him mastering it. And before you get in the comment section and start spouting some bullshit, oh no, he got True Instinct against Gas. No, he fucking didn't. He figured out a way to focus Omen to the extent where he can kind of like use it like Ultra Instinct, but it was just a lesser version of the one we got in the Moro arc. It was just something that he had to use because he couldn't really go into the one that he had before. That's it. Vegeta gets a whole arc on Yardrat where he gains abilities like Spirit Fission, Instant Transmission. Yeah, they try to retcon it, but still. Mirrors, we finally get additional lore to the universe, to the hierarchy, to the angels specifically, which we hadn't gotten since the Tournament of Power, where we really didn't get much. We just got that they were attendants and there was a lot of them. The story was tight, it was strong, it was built on hierarchy. We got Goku and Vegeta both separated, going down their own paths of power, gaining abilities, gaining strength. We got the lore of the universe, how Universe 7 works. We got the lore of how the galaxy works and a new rule for the angels. We got consequences, kind of, and then we got Mirror's back, but still, we had a lot of new lore, excitement, hype. I'll be honest, I really do think the Moro arc, for me specifically, is only really second, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but to Namek. And then I would put the Android Saga right behind that. That's how I would measure those, to be honest with you. Those are my top 3. And just because the Android Saga, I remember the twists and turns as a kid, and I was like, this is hype. This is great. But it wasn't like to me, like it was choppy as fuck. But still, I really enjoyed it. That's when I really was like super into Dragon Ball as a kid. but Frieza and Namek got me, and Moro has Namek already in there. It starts on Namek, on new Namek. It's bloody, it's more adult, it's gory, but it's still like kind of like has that whimsical factor to it with a lot of jokes and stuff. It is a great time. The Moro arc is fantastic. And finding out that Toyotaro is the one that created it, because before we thought that it was both of them, like, you know, because Akira Toriyama had to be part of every process of the manga, and he was doing that prior. But now we're finding out that no, it's Toyotaro, meaning that Toyotaro can do things on his own, meaning that Toyotaro has sauce on his own, and Toyotaro is the future of Dragon Ball. So I believe that once Dragon Ball does return, we're about to get brand new arcs that we've never seen before that are fucking amazing. I am excited for it. Trust me, I am. And I really do think that like there's some meddling that went on with behind the scenes when it came to superhero and stuff, and even the Granola arc to an extent that really hindered that. But Moro was perfect.
Subscribe for more content.